Hello, it's Warren Huart from Produce Like a Pro. Hope you're doing marvelously well. Of course, as ever, please subscribe. Go to producelikeapro.com, sign up for the email list, get a whole bunch of free goodies, and if you like, try out the 14-day free trial of the Academy. There's a whole bunch of lovely guys and girls in there learning off each other, and I do a mix critique every week. I listen to everybody's mixes. It's a lot of fun. It's really, really cool. Okay, Matt Starr is a very good friend of mine. He's a recently good friend of mine. We've known each other for only 2 or 3 years. We met doing Ace Frehley's second to last record. I've done the last 2 Ace Frehley records, and Matt played drums on both the records. Most of the drums, I think, on the first solo record, Space Invader, and a couple of the songs on Origins, the album I just finished with Ace recently. He's a great guy. And I just did a course with him on Pro Mix Academy. And in this course, he did a whole bunch of drum samples and he showed us how to create them. And you can watch the process now in this video. And of course, you can follow this link and go and download those drum samples.
All right, so now we're gonna do some clean hits or samples. A lot of times at the end of a session nowadays, they will ask you to hit the drums, each one individually. So if there's a dropout or maybe they want to sound replace something, they can have a clean hit. They never use them. All right, so snare. So I'm gonna hit it the way I hit it. Let's start with that. And you wanna let the sound dissipate, right? So that was 3 rim shots. So I'll also do like butt end, center of the drum, which is not how I play, but sonically it might sound better for something. There's a lot more low end. Okay, and then toms. Like that tuning. You know, I kind of like it to go boom down a little bit. You know, sometimes when it's like boom, it's okay, but it you know, again, it's a producer choice too. But this drum, that's got a weird thing actually. How's that in there? Okay, so that's another question. I just got the thumbs up. Okay, cool. You know, so always ask, because it really does matter what it sounds like in there. And if you watch Hail Hail Rock and Roll with Chuck Berry, there's a thing where they're recording and Keith Richards, someone changes Chuck's guitar tone and he flips out, and Keith is trying to explain it's what it sounds like coming out of the speakers in the control room, and Chuck goes, I don't care what it sounds like in there. This is what I sound like. So whatever that sounds like, that's what this sounds like, you know. And Keith's going, yeah, man, but it's not translating. And so there's really like these two, I mean, Keith is now old school, but then he was new, you know what I mean? And Chuck was the old school guy and just going, look, this is my sound, this is my tone. Don't mess with it. You know, you figure out what you got to do in there, but don't touch what I do in there. So conversely, you know, it's like, well, what does it sound like? It sounds great. Okay, because I'm hearing a little thing, but if the mic's not picking it up, don't sweat it, you know? So tom hits. And you can throw off the snare, right? So they'll be clean. But at the same time, that's not what it sounds like when you're actually playing. Maybe that's better or worse, you know what I mean? That's up for the engineer. So floor tom. Second floor tom. And I can hear this one ringing like crazy, so I might put my hand over this one. And then cymbals, you know, they might want crashes, so give them a crash. These are the tedious ones because they go so long. Sometimes I do that. This one, you know, if you're doing this, they should be labeling it in the control room, but you could say drummer right crash cymbal, or, you know, ride side. That's actually the easiest because left, right, who knows where that ends up. But you just say ride side crash cymbal, hi-hat side crash cymbal. So hi-hat side crash cymbal. And you just want it to stop ringing. So even if you have to manually stop it, to just get, you're starting with silence because you don't want some overtone and then you hit the cymbal, you know. You know, from there, it depends on the producer. The producer might want, you know, some guys create stuff, you know, so they want this and then this, so then they'll build. That's what they want, or, I mean, so they're gonna take a piece of that. You might do that, whatever. Kick drum, again, with the kick, I tend to just cover all the drums. Because otherwise, there's like 3 different notes ringing out at the same time. So that's the thing of doing clean hits. And it's a cool thing too if you're mixing your own stuff, if you got a band or something and you guys are doing it yourselves, that you have a clean sample, but it's yours. So it'll sound like your drums. It won't sound like maybe, you know, just big snare drum 101. It'll sound like your kit, but it'll be consistent. And then that is really good to send to a reverb too. There's a lot of different things. Andy Wallace does a thing where he uses the snare sample not as part of the sound, but to trigger the reverb because it's a clean, crisp crack. And so every time that reverb is the same, and it makes the snare sound like more impactful, you know. So so there's a bunch of different things you can do with it. So, you know, just try it out and see what you like.
Marvelous. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little video. Of course, please subscribe. Go to producelikeapro.com, sign up for the email list, get a whole bunch of free goodies, and don't forget to get the free drum samples down here. Have a marvelous time recording and mixing, and I will speak to you again soon. Thank you.